So yesterday I did a YouTube video about this Mark Chambers mayor in Carbon Hill, Alabama, and a Facebook exchange he had with, I'm guessing it's a constituent of his, or someone that is a friend, I believe maybe he said. At the time, there were only two sources that had reported on this, and while I stand by what I said in the original video yesterday, there was an interview he did um, last night that provides a little bit more context to where he was coming from. Now, on one hand, I have the video that I put up and the comments that were made on it where I have polarizing opposite people commenting on this man. One who is in agreement with him by the name of Paul Stovall, and another that said, well, all Alabamans are, or the state of Alabama is bad, some negative connotation. And I would like to urge the American people and the world as a whole, we have to be very careful what we say, when we say it, and who we say it to. That is not an attempt to backtrack on the First Amendment freedom of speech, but the ability to step back and put aside our ego and see things from another perspective before we say what it is we want to say. What is it going to make it constructive? What is going to build a bridge between two people who don't agree on something and whose minds probably won't get changed? There's still a bridge that can be built. And if we have that attitude, then we can most definitely get through all of these trying times that we're having, this division that we're having. We can start to build up a common ground of some sort that will get us to a future that is amazing. But when we come out with these attacks and these places of hatred and hostility, this is how we get to incidents where someone's going to take what he said in the context that they want to take it, and we end up with some mass shooting somewhere because somebody's so angry over what someone thinks, believes, or does. They take someone's words to heart as a permission to go out and kill a bunch of people. And now that I have a little bit more context on Mark Chambers' stance, I don't think that I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt as a human being that he was not saying that to kill out these four sects of people. I think that, and I did have this corroborated by a member of the City Council of Carbon Hill that I talked to earlier. I had about a 15-minute interview. This person does not want to be named, so unfortunately I can't do that, nor can I give you a source material so you can corroborate what I'm telling you. But Mark Chambers, in the interview last night with WSFA, I believe, he said, I never said anything about killing out gays or anything like that. That's in a revolution. That's right. If it comes to a revolution in this country, both sides of these people will be killed out. Now, the council member took that as extremists who are crazy, that if it comes down to it, both sides are going to end up killing each other off. And if you look at it in terms like that, I can see where he's coming from. You have extremists that start a civil war of some sort in this country, whether that be an actual war as we are thinking it in our minds right now, or if that's just more of a us versus them ideology where it's in the news all the time about how these people are bickering at each other and one kills and eventually either they become a bit more moderate or the movement will die out, as we have seen happen in the past with extremist groups. What was also said by this council member was that they have asked him to resign, and that is about all they can do. The thing I want to stress, though, is how much this one single incident and improper phrasing or not checking who you're sending the message to or whatever, um, it has cascaded into affecting a lot more people than just him. And his family, his kids, I was told, are getting death threats. Um, City council members are getting death threats. A church in Carbon Hill received a death threat. And this is unacceptable. I mean, we're going from disagreeing with what one person says and believes in the context that we're taking it in, and going right to threatening other people's lives. And that's just, I don't believe, the proper way to go about this. These are still human beings. Um, and I cannot tell you, having not had a conversation with Mark Chambers, I couldn't tell you if he is inherently good or bad, but chances are he's probably a good guy that's trying to do the best thing he can for his town, his family, his kids, his community. And granted, I'm sure he knew exactly what he was saying when he said it, and he was probably kicking himself in the ass for not making it a private message back to this individual. Um, but that's the penance he's going to have to pay, is probably leaving office. And I think that is appropriate. Um, but I cannot say that he in any way actually wishes for the annihilation of four sects of people in America. Um, I'm hoping that this dies down and becomes something of the past that we can just move on from, because the families down there don't deserve to have death threats and have to be worried about their children going, um, to activities because of what other people, other extremists may do to them. That's also unacceptable. So, I guess if you have questions, comments, concerns, or criticisms, leave them in the comments below. And I am Chad with the 5x5 vlog. Be the change and make it count.